YouTube? Thanks for coming out. This video is insane. I hope y'all stay until the end. There's a little bit of a surprise at the end. But if you like it at the very end, make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave a comment. See how it goes, you know? And make sure to hit the bell on the way out. You.
Hi chat, my 20th birthday
if I'm
was 2
choosing to
days
dress the way I dress, and that does not hurt anyone else, I don't think I'm gonna go to hell for it.
Uh-oh. Chat, be nice though, be nice in chat. Try to, you know.
For women, the hijab just pretty much stands for being modest with your appearance and letting people see you for who you are, your personality, and not just your looks.
When people think about hijab, they think of a piece of cloth.
But to me, it's like my identity.
I just haven't worn it yet because I don't think I've found a connection with it.
Guys, just so you consider chat, you know, I'm sure there's one chat that watch and wear the hijab. It'd be nice to them, try to be considerate, dude. Your opinion is your own and people have their own, so try not to.
Probably almost a year ago, when I decided to take it off, I kind of escaped from the Muslim community a little bit.
Some of us, our upbringings, our mosques made us have difficult relationships with hijab. That's something that I had.
I do think that there are certain groups that wear the hijab that think that if you don't wear it, that you don't connect with Islam.
A lot of hijabis would pick on people who are not hijabis. They think that we're lesser than, or we're not as religious, or we're not praying 5 times a day. Like, no, we're doing that too. Can we be equal?
Guys, I don't be rude, chat, but what is that?
Not judge so much.
Baby hairs.
My name is Fatima. I am a student at UCLA studying anthropology and film.
I'm Sha'am. I'm also a student at UCLA, but I'm studying international development.
My name is Jinnah, and I also am a pre-med biology student, and I work in a medical field too.
I'm Sabah, or Saba, depends on how you want to say it. I'm a senior in high school.
I'm Lean, and I'm a business analyst for a healthcare company.
I'm Marwa, or Marwa, and I do a lot of journalism and fundraising and really random things on social media.
I want you to step forward and take a seat if you agree. So the first prompt is,
Uh-oh.
Hijabi woman is a better Muslim.
What if no one agrees? Oh.
I'm shocked I'm sitting here. When we read the Quran, we get our own interpretations of it. But it does say that in there, to only show your hands, face, and feet. If God says it, then I definitely think that is better. But I don't think the behavior of acting like you're better than someone, that I don't see that's
I'll fix
right.
the camel up.
Can I have the disagrees number one?
Uh-oh.
I actually have so much to say about this.
Go for it, start.
Okay, I think a lot of people think that it's like a point system. Oh yes, hijab ding, you know, like next level. And I don't think God is like, this person wears the hijab, you're good to go, versus this person doesn't, so you're out. I think everything else that you do weighs in. I do know many hijabis that like do not follow anything else. And I know a lot of non-hijabis that are the most religious, you know, women that I've ever met.
I have a friend on like
Stop.
Instagram who dresses however she wants to dress, and she could rock it. She has a body for it.
Mashallah.
But she goes to every Friday prayer, and I'm like, dang, she's a better Muslim than I am.
And I do find that like, when it comes to behavior out of the Muslim community, I find that ritual takes precedent over behavior a lot of the times, to the point where like people are just outright mean to each other, but they don't realize that that's a sin too, you know? And when people say you're doing this wrong, it kind of like does deter your relationship a little bit, you know? You second guess even your relationship with Allah, which should be, there should be no complications, it should just be pure.
There's so many things that are disregarded as sins because they don't
Exactly.
seem, like even like with interest or whatever, they're like it's technically a sin that people just
Yeah.
overlook. But when it comes to hijab, that's like everyone's main focus.
The scrutiny behind it is like insane.
I think the Muslims create chaos around it because they want to feel like they're the right ones doing it.
Yeah.
Guys, they all agree on
way.
this.
But to your point,
Next one.
The hijab was created to protect women.
That's what it said in the Quran. It said, only show your hands, feet, and face, and it's supposed to protect you from the opposite sex.
Yeah, no, just like reflecting back, not just like wearing it as a headscarf, but like wearing long sleeves and like just dressing more modestly in general, I feel like it protected me from a lot.
I think it is like a two-way street. I think, you know, there are a lot of things mentioned for
Is that
the
true what you
other
said?
sex, lower your gaze and all of that, but I do think it was meant as a protective measure in a certain way.
I do believe that the hijab does provide protection in some ways, but I don't think it was created for the purpose of protection.
So like, if you had to say it was created for something, would you say it's more of a modesty thing, or what do you think it really represents then?
Well, I think that hijab is so complicated. He also uses the word khimar, which literally translates to headscarf. This isn't called a hijab, this is called a khimar. A khimar is the actual translation for the head covering that covers your chest. And there's a lot of translations that came in that have called this a scarf, and that's where the confusion has set in. And so they're like, well, it doesn't have to cover
It's
your,
just a
or
veil.
veil.
Oh, this is
Or
very
just
confusing
a piece of
then.
cloth.
When I think of the hijab, I think of it more like the principle behind it, modesty and humility, and just like not being too outlandish. And so I don't think it's super gendered. I feel like the hijab is something that men in their way should be also observing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. A dude should not be checking me out. Like, I think the hijab like prevents that. Like, for example, without my hijab, I go to like a solid like 8 out of 10 appearance, like attraction-wise. And then with the hijab, I'm like, you know, a 2. And I think it does a really good job.
what?
Like when it makes me uglier, I feel like, good job, hijab, you know?
Yeah, I think we should just preface it like Islam isn't the one dictating all this. It's literally like Muslim culture.
Exactly,
That
exactly.
is very true.
Like the way you wear your hijab, like for example, the way that I'm wearing it right now is like a no-no to many people.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh my
Guys,
God, like, you know, that little chin is showing.
Chat enough if you said overall that a man shouldn't check her out overall, and if that's your thing, then fine, and you know. But
Wait,
Like you can't wear pants.
Like I can't wear pants. Yeah.
They're saying chin now?
Like everything, the haram police will come for you for literally anything. We can like low-key talk about this forever.
I think that's like normal like biology type of thing. Like you know, that's kind of how you choose your a partner in the nature. You know, somebody's appealing or not. I mean, you kind of have to check them out. It's kind of the whole point. Otherwise, it'd be, you know, I just go on fucking blind dates all day.
The chin though.
Have you ever been judged by hijabi women for not wearing a hijab?
Yeah, by my sister.
Oh, I mean,
actually. I wore it up
I mean,
and fine, like bind to them. She actually was talking behind my back in the Muslim community, talking like, oh, she's crazy, she's a whore, and I'm like, but you have stories too. Like, I don't get it.
Women are held to higher standards of modesty than men.
Can I run?
Where do I start? Can we talk about how guys can like go out clubbing, drinking, like go out, like have girlfriends, and that's totally fine. No one even bats an eye. When it comes to like girls doing the same thing, it's like, oh,
they need to experience life.
yeah, they need to experience life. It's okay.
They have to get it out of their system before they get married.
Yeah.
No one is like, oh, don't marry that guy because
Oh
he
my
drank.
God, 100%.
Yeah. A girl gets caught
Guys,
at the mall having a conversation with
Some of you
a
guys
store
maybe,
associate.
guys, I don't think some of you guys understand the argument here. Guys, why are you guys in question mark, guys? It's like the main argument was pretty much correct. Okay, it's kind of like if a girl sleeps with like 10 men. Oh, dude, she's used. Lol, used goods. But if a man does it, dude, what a Chad mode. What a god, dude. He's rolling.
Someone's mom sees that girl and she's like, nobody marry that woman's daughter.
over. Yeah.
She's
I saw her
blacklisted,
at the mall with a boy. I just want to say I've never gone to a guy's photo and looked at the comments. No one's calling him a whore or a slut or you're going to hell for what you're wearing or your ankles are showing. Just the basic line of like clothing, we experience so much more.
I want to know what they think.
I know, I'm
because
so curious.
Oh yeah.
I disagree completely because it's more of a cultural thing. I think I took the prompt very literally and applied it to Islam. I don't think Islam necessarily lets guys get away with more. I mean, at the end of the day, like if they're gonna go out, like if they're gonna go live their best life, let them. Allah is the final judge. It's none of my business. I'm gonna stay out of it. And I think it's more cultural than religious.
Right.
So that's why I 100% disagree. But if it's cultural, I'll be here all day long.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't think it's religious at all. I was thinking culture.
Oh, I was thinking purely religious.
I think that throughout history, it's a patriarchal history.
Of course.
There are parts of the religion itself that are different for men and women in a way that it seems like it's because the men are the ones who are saying these things. People say like there's no female prophets. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. There could have been female prophets and just never had their stories told. The understanding of religion that we have as humans is purely based on the fact that humans are the ones telling us these stories about religion. I would say that I've seen a lot of like gendered things. Very gendered to the point that we don't even explore people who are not fixed in those binaries, you know? We don't talk about queer Muslims. We don't talk about anything like that. I feel like there's just like, people are just too afraid to talk about that because they're afraid it's going to be questioning the religion.
Before 2016, I never thought I would be wearing hijab anytime soon. In my mind, I was like, oh, I'll get married, I'll have kids, and then some point in my life, I'll throw it on. And
She was talking about personal bias and storytelling, got it.
I think I was being guided in a wrong way when it came to the conversation around hijab. Wearing hijab is a promise between you and God, a more difficult level of faith, but the struggle is part of the devotion.
A non-Muslim person can wear a hijab.
Oh, damn.
I think personally it depends. I know some like Christian women argue that the hijab is technically instilled in the Bible and that they want to wear it, and I feel like in that case it's totally okay. But when it comes to like fashion purposes or just wearing it just for the look, I feel like in that case I would disagree.
Well, I think that's actually awesome. If a non-Muslim tries to wear hijab and they try to cover or be modest, I think that's...
I could see this going to a slippery slope somehow, but I'll talk about it later.
Amazing, because it is considered a good deed, and if that's what you want to do and it maybe leads you into Islam, alhamdulillah, you know, you're better than me right now, so good job.
I think I was looking at it more like if I had, let's say, a non-Muslim friend that wanted to come with me to, let's say, the mosque, and they put it on, I think that's acceptable.
Yeah, it's to be respectful.
Yes, exactly. Very,
I actually took this as more of a cultural appreciation versus appropriation type of topic. I think we can all agree we're going to define hijab as a lifestyle and cultural everything-wise type of statement. So I took it in as that. And like I think someone brought up the friend coming to the message and think that's appreciation, not appropriation. Like Netflix shows, they have a hijabi, take it off. Nuh-uh, babe. I have such an issue with that because like, again, it goes back to this whole idea of like, we have no freedom, we are in this closet 24/7, we're in a bubble, we live on, no. Just because you like a boy, you're not gonna take off your hijab for him.
Every hijabi that's in a show takes off her hijab for a white guy.
Wait, I don't think that's, wait a minute, I don't think that's what the show was portraying.
By the way, it's always
white.
It's always
the white guys.
It's always the white guys.
It's like, come on, dude. We are so much more than the girl who's trapped inside of her house. And she's like, screw my religion. That's not real.
Muslim women are like misrepresented all the time.
There was a thing with Rihanna where she just put it on for a photo because it fit the vibe. That is something that frustrates me.
I didn't have a problem with that.
Really?
We do that. Like come on, Muslim women do that. Why can't Rihanna do it?
Well, I just feel like with the way it looked filmed, it looked more like maybe less about religion and more about like a hair beauty reveal to the other person type of thing.
No, that's appreciation to me.
She's wearing it out of respect for being at a masjid, and she just took a photo.
Non-hijabis do that. Yeah. We do that.
That's
like
what
I put scarves on when I want to. I pose for it when I want to. Sometimes I do it because I'm around hijabis when I want to.
Well, I was just gonna say it's just because they have such a privilege where they can take it off whenever.
Yeah,
well, we can't.
I just remember the greatest example of all time because, okay, so Mia Khalifa, that one video. Of her, I don't like you know, from that, I get called Mia Khalifa all the time.
I get called Mia Khalifa and I don't know what
I get called, and I don't like that. It goes back to the whole fetishizing thing. And
I think it's okay because she's Arab, but like
she's no. People have actually DM'd me and been like, oh, are you on some like Mia Khalifa type? I'm like,
No, I get
No, Mia Khalifa did it, so you can too. No. Like this goodness is not for anyone to see. It's for the person that'll love me. It's for the person that'll respect me. It's for the person that I will have kids with, inshallah. That's what it's for. It's not for any of y'all.
All right.
What made you want to stop wearing the hijab?
The Boston bombing had just happened, and I was really young. I was supposed to go
I'll have
to
a take on
field
this.
trip to a
I've been
mosque.
enough. If I speak
And
trouble,
I remember that people started rallying outside my
Prefer not to
school
speak, yeah.
because I went to an Islamic school, and I just saw all the hate, and I realized that that's not what Islam is, and I need to represent it. And the first thing that I could do to represent it is start by wearing my hijab.
Hey guys, this is just a question. Guys, is the hat part of the hijab or is it more fashion? Is it, I'm trying to use like a combo? No.
I need to represent it, and the
Just
first
fashion.
thing that I could do to represent it is start by wearing my hijab.
I have been harassed for wearing a hijab.
Man, feels bad, man.
There's just been so many cases. At school, I've had multiple times where people would, come from the back and be like, boo, and then take off my scarf, pull it off.
That's like taking off a person's clothing.
Exactly.
Like, what?
The way that I feel
That's
naked
fucking weird,
without
though.
it, like I felt so ashamed, and I think that's just not right, especially because I had to go to at such a young age.
Guys.
But I wish that there were just so many advantages of being a non-hijabi than being a hijabi. TSA airports.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just any other girl.
What about the hand stuff?
Ooh,
Do the hand stuff you?
the finger
You go
thingy.
through the thing, and they're like, "Can we see your hands?" And they put it on. I'm like, "Oh, what is this for?" And they're like, "We're looking for bomb residue." And I'm like,
Yeah.
They've said that to you?
Yes,
All the time. All
Wallah,
the
wahayat
time.
Allah. That's why they do it. And the red city I live in, they're not openly racist. They're kindly racist.
Okay.
This woman I encountered at the grocery
fuck?
store was reaching for milk. She's like, "Sweetie, you live in America now. You don't have to wear that."
Wow.
She thought she was doing me a favor. That's the weird thing.
The
It
superiority
wasn't evil.
complex.
It's just ignorance.
The superiority
It was the
complex.
white savior
It hits
thing.
in.
Yeah.
Hearing your guys' stories, I feel like it hurts a little because I've heard them so many times.
That's what I hate about some individuals in society chat is when people try to take a stand, they're trying to help, like, oh, you don't have to, you can, like, the helping stance is like helping them push their like personal agenda, bias, dodge on other people, and it's like a free avenue of being like belittling and patronizing others. That's just weird, dude.
And it's always the same, like,
I had that.
go back to your country. This is America. I've never worn the hijab, so I can never say I know the experience, but I have seen it.
Does it discourage you, like our stories at all, for you to like be scared to like try it on, or?
No, I don't want fear to control me. The reason I don't wear it is just more personal reasons, I guess, more than it is the society's effect on me,
I have to be honest, like I experienced privilege not wearing hijab. People don't see me as Muslim first, and I've lived my whole life being seen as Muslim first. So when people say like, why would you take it off or whatever, sometimes like it happens where it's like you're tired of all of that and you want to like not be identified or whatever.
Hijab is definitely a struggle, and a lot of hijabis struggle with hijab every day. And then we got the hate from the right wing, we got the hate from inside the Muslim community.
the extreme,
the super progressive left feminists, not just all feminists, but like, the exact
yeah.
ones I'm talking about. And then we have every single other kind of person on the outside, like, take it off, and you're like, I want to, you know what I mean? But I'm not going.
Well, if they want to wear it and they want to have it, what does anybody have to say about it? So some dudes are fucking balding and they wear a hat every day for the whole year and nobody says anything about them. Nobody says, it's okay, you bald head motherfucker. You can remove it, you fucking waxed head Andy bowling ball sucker. Nobody does that.
Because for me, it's like, if I take it off, what am I really looking for? I'm looking for convenience, but I shouldn't care about those things. When I die, none of that will matter.
Like going to your point, when I wore hijab, like I actually liked me wearing it as like a, to like Western beauty standards to like all of that. And so when I was thinking about like whether I wanted to wear it or not, I was like, I'm gonna be kind of like giving into the, what people see as like beautiful or what people see as like normal or whatever. But I guess for me, it was becoming harder for me to understand like my purpose behind wearing the hijab because I never got the ability to choose to wear it. My parents just put it on me. So I think for myself, like I'm taking like a break.
The one thing that you were saying about like, your parents put you in it.
I need this blanket for politics, religion. I think even with children, because they're not old enough to understand, I feel like you should let them the choice of understanding the whys and the whats, and then they decide if they want and how they're gonna portray that, whatever. Before putting it onto them and telling what it's about, and them making the decision whether they want to or not. Because otherwise it's unfair, because they don't have the tools to make the decision beforehand.
So sorry that happened, because that discourages so many people to wear it, and that is not right, because I am my own individual, and that's what the hijab allowed me to do. Like, I think what it did for you is the exact opposite case for me, because I got that choice. But I hope you stay on to your faith, and I hope you stay on to your, stay strong, ladies.
Ooh, damn, snow pants.
There's a lot of pressure to wear it from people, and there's a lack of an informed decision based on your own ideals. I just wanted to get a clean slate and find out for myself if it was my choice, because I didn't get that opportunity.
I don't think there could be a time where I could ever remove the hijab. I'm in a really comfortable place with it now. I always want to normalize just Muslim women in general, because there's always like a negative stigma towards Muslim women that wear hijab especially. It's really frustrating that I hear that we're oppressed. So it's really important for me to wear it and show people that we are normal people. We're just like regular girls. We just happen to wear it for our religion.
Modesty in Islam should be redefined for the 21st century.
I don't know. Oh, thank you.
Of course. It has to do with lifestyle choices and things like that. So for example, like, women didn't start working until when?
Not very long ago.
Yeah, a couple of decades ago. Life was very different then. Culturally speaking, we should change. But religiously speaking, how much can you really change? Like, Islam gives women so much. It allows us to be whoever we want, act however we want, do whatever we want, and keep our income and stuff like that. Modesty is just a really broad term.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but I definitely think that staying stuck in the same mindset can be very damaging. You know, I can't be like, it was done like this, so we have to keep doing it like this. And I also think it changes from country to country. So like, I personally lived in Syria for 7 years, and the things that I can get away with here are not the same things that I can get away with there. And so what they consider modest is different than what we consider modest. Yeah.
I think that the human in us, the sinners in us, wants it to change so we can do more. I think low key, we all want to dress a certain way so we can be attractive. And if how you want to present yourself to be attractive is sexual attraction from the opposite sex. If you want that, that's fine, but I think that's what it is, low key.
I feel like a lot of Islamic scholars sort of just try to relate it to this generation. I think people just try to make it easier based off of how other people are dressed here. But it's still super clear, and I don't think it should be altered based off of the year we're living in.
I would say I don't think it's super clear. Even within the Quran, there's so many interpretations of every single text. So we don't know exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala meant when it said cover this and that, because people had interpreted it crazy different ways. We should move the conversation away from specific physical clothing, acts, and rituals, and focus on the lifestyle.
I think we should focus on both.
I think
but why do you want it to change off of the
I don't think we need to redefine modesty, because I think that modesty in itself is not a dated or archaic kind of like concept. I think modesty is like the holistic way that we treat each other. And obviously like the different acts that we do to portray modesty has differed, but I would say modesty as a whole is like same from the beginning of Islam to now.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, we did it.
I enjoyed it. Chat, it's game time, chat, but there's been a very big question I've been wanting to ask chat, but I don't know the answer. Guys, it's been tormenting me.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa.
Who did it?
Da Vinci? Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. Da Vinci?
Who
painted the Mona?
Yeah, I think it's funny. I like it. It's my favorite video so far.